Welcome back to another edition of the Pelican Sports Report. And man, it is football season and we are knee deep in it too. And we're visiting with Coach Josh Mercer, who is the defensive coordinator for the Ash Trojans. Coach, welcome.
Thanks for having me, Doug. I'm really excited about it.
Man, you guys, I don't know, are the two biggest non-words, if that's the is a guy that talks with the off and season. I don't think there is an off season.
No, and I think the ones that matter, that are doing it right, it's always on, and trying to have that approach with the kids, and not to say that there's days that we fall short, and trying to treat it like it's always 4th and 1 and games on the line. I just know we make such big strides, and it's where we try to separate ourselves is the off season.
That's the thing that we talked about when we were in the weight room yesterday. December starts with June, man. It just you guys in the weight room, the start of a new season, because you're handing out new practice shirts and swapping out the old with the new, and that's got to just revive you.
Yeah, got to go slow so you can go fast. So issuing out clothes and getting names on it, because just like anybody, we have our own set of problems. And so trying to make sure we're giving the kids every possible opportunity to meet the standard and where it's at. And so when clothes come up missing or things like that, we can go address it. But the kids will never be without.
Everything's a teaching moment.
Yeah, it's one thing we talk about a lot as a staff, that no matter what, there's going to be problems,
right?
And I think you're ignorant, or you're new to it if you think that you're just going to be able to go into it without any type of hiccup, without having to pivot a little bit. So we're always kind of anticipating having some type of adversity, for a lack of a better word, just to have to overcome, and rolling with it. External factors, I guess that's more, Signetti's a hot name right now, which is all the success he had. But no, it's a intrinsically we're looking at what is it that we have to go improve on, and even if whether the score's close or there's a blowout, I think everybody to a man, the players included, the coaches, that I fell short here, and I could have done a better job here, and so we try not to spend a whole lot of time scoreboard watching. It's more so just in my individual play and my individual ability coaching. And trying to improve it.
You mentioned Signetti. You mentioned a lot of these coaches that are coming around. There have been a lot of them on campus.
Yeah, it was a busy past month. Which is fun. It's awesome. The kids need an opportunity, and we're super proud of them, and how they've kind of showcased their own ability and put themselves out there. And they did a great job with their interviews with these coaches. But yeah, Coach Bachman was a pretty busy guy there with the amount of college coaches coming through. We're trying to find space within the field house, because Jaden's meeting with this coach here, Bryson's meeting with the coach here, Noble's going to meet with the coach, Kaysen, Alex, and there's this revolving door. And I feel bad for our teachers that we're having to go through that leg where I'm trying to get them ready for a final, but it's yes, they need to get ready for the final. This kid is going to have an opportunity to make a little bit of money, and also change, their future, for their kids, down the road. So, no, it was a really busy, but it was a lot of fun too.
A couple of your guys that are making a little bit of money now, Bud Clark, Jacobin Guillory, those guys have done it. How special was that?
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. It was a pretty surreal moment. I remember having it, giving my son a bath, and just had it up in that last pick, super excited for Bud, and just the type of person he was, and then to hear that Jacobian was going to go to the Chargers, just two incredible young men, super. I'm proud of them, the fact that they're both really good fathers too, to watch them with their children, just two awesome guys, and really really proud of the fact that I got an opportunity to be around them. They had an impact on my life.
Now, we saw. It was all over the place. Bud and that phone call, and he's just all smiles. Did I see before that he go, "Hang on, Coach Josh, the Seahawks are calling"? Is that what? I couldn't read lips well, but is that what I saw?
No, that'd have been pretty awesome if that was the case. No, he was surrounded by family and friends, as you should be.
Yeah.
But no, I watched the the other side of it as well, listening to those coaching staff and the GM and all those guys. And that's just Bud. Like, the people don't change. They don't just instantly become adults, although he is now.
Right.
He's a grown man, but just to listen to the humbleness of his voice, the excitedness, and it's infectious. He's just such an awesome individual.
And look, you talk about Jacobin. I don't think anybody had a tougher road to where he's at with the injuries a couple of times that are on there, but stayed the course and had that mindset. And you see folks talk about that toughness and that mindset, and I think that continues to roll on to today's team.
It's going to help him. It's going to help him just being able to go overcome all the things that he had. There were, the coaching changes, staff changes that he had to go deal with, the injuries that he had to go deal with. I mean, just persevering, and he's so resilient, and he's a great football player. And I think just as far as in the NFL, if you can stay healthy and you can just kind of stay in the mix, you give yourself an opportunity.
Right. And look, that's what you get that retirement from him.
That's it.
That goes a long way.
That's the dream.
This year's defense, you got some studs that are back. There's no doubt about it. A couple of things that you're replacing on there. What's your overall assessment of the defense that's coming back?
I think I'd be naive to say that we don't have a lot of work to do, just like anybody would. We're really early on, but there's a lot of potential there. And I say that yes, we have the players that have a good background, but also we've got some really good. They've got a bunch of intangibles,
right?
And so really excited about what path that we can go on. I think we're slowly starting to develop a little bit of depth in some areas where we were kind of forced to with a couple of the guys that were out for spring. And so we're able to evaluate a couple of different players in some different spots, because I know with the schedule that we have and the district that we played in 2-5A and being in select, like, you're going to have some pretty violent games where guys are going to get nicked up, and you're going to have some really good role players that can go step in there, and there's not that big of a drop off.
Look, you're going to need it, because I think you guys arguably have one of the toughest schedules that there is in this season. You start out with the very powerful team out of Bryant, Arkansas, that comes to town. And I encourage you, if you're not familiar with that name, that you go out there and you check out the folks from Bryant, Arkansas, and get into Butch Stoker Stadium on that Friday night, because that's going to be a big one. And then LCA, and everybody knows what they do. Again, Union, their new coach, but still going to be great. Liberty is on the schedule. It's just it. And oh, by the way, we get into 2-5A. That's just a juggernaut. A little bit different this year, but still a juggernaut. I think things work out pretty good, because realistically, you only have about 3 road games this year, not counting the one at Pineville, because it's close and you guys will dress here.
Right.
How does that factor into your outlook on the season?
There's a comfort level whenever you're playing at home, just like you want to be playing at home, and so in the playoffs. So you got to go handle your business. And so when we talk about 2-5A, and some people are like, well, district doesn't really matter, because you're not going to see Ruston, you're not going to see West Monroe, and you're not going to see Ouachita. You're not going to see them in the playoffs. So I mean, who really cares? No, because if you look at it statistically, what we've been at home versus on the road, and so you could also argue, well, that means you're playing better people. They were higher ranked. That's why you were traveling. Sure. But as far as when we play at home, there's a comfort level. There's routines that are really, well ingrained into the kids for home games, versus we're traveling here, so we're leaving at this time. We're traveling here, so we're leaving at this time. And so when you're able to keep routines, we're really big into, keeping everything the exact same that we like. There's just a comfort level. And so we got to go make the most of it.
Man, I love it. We're excited about it too. I'm glad you stopped by today too. I know we've got a busy schedule coming up. 7-on-7 starts Thursday. You guys will be back out at there, and then kind of a big one down in Baton Rouge on Saturday. So 7-on-7's here.
Going to have some really good football teams at both of them, both Thursday and then Saturday. We've got some out-of-state teams we're going to be going against, and some of the better programs in the state of Louisiana will all be competing in some 7-on-7. So pretty excited about the opportunity.
Look, good news, bad news situation. I told my wife, hey, I'm going to take you to Baton Rouge this weekend. She said, that's great. I said, but we got to stop by Tiger Stadium. Yeah, I've got some things to do on there. Coach Josh Mercer is the defensive coordinator for the Ash Trojans. Looking forward to a tremendous season. Don't forget, on June the 6th, our 90-day preview starts for the Ash Trojans and for all of the teams that we cover. You'll want to stick around for that. For my man Josh Mercer, I am Doug Gann. God bless y'all, and we'll see you next time.